For 33 years, I have been a host on traditional broadcast radio and television. One thing I've learned in those 3 decades as a broadcaster, advertising sucks. Everybody hates it. But because nobody wants to pay for content, we need it. So this is the story of where we went wrong, in my opinion. In the early days, advertising was simple. Features and benefits. The 1918 Sears Roebuck catalog you see here, featuring aids that every woman appreciates. So what they do is they talk about products and what it does and why you might want it. So there's a fan there and an electric radiator, portable vibrator, stove, that kind of thing. Then along comes this guy, Edward Bernays, the father of modern advertising. Bernays tossed out the old features and benefits pitch and decided to rely on psychology instead to sell products. That's no surprise because Edward's uncle was this guy, Dr. Sigmund Freud, the father of modern psychoanalysis. Freud theorized that humans were driven by wants and desires deep within their subconscious minds. Nephew Eddie applied Uncle Siggy's theory to public relations, saying this: if we understand the mechanisms and motives of the group mind, is it not possible to control and regiment the masses according to our will without their knowing about it? Kind of creepy, huh? One of his favorite techniques was the use of third-party authorities. Eddie is the guy who invented 4 out of 5 doctors. He was hired by the pig board to promote bacon, so he surveyed physicians, and the physicians said, of course, hearty breakfast, that's good for you. He reported it back as physicians say 4 out of 5 doctors say you should eat bacon for breakfast, which is kind of silly because everybody knows bacon sells itself. He's also the guy who made it okay for women to smoke in public. In the 1920s, he sent a group of young models to march in the New York City parade. He told the press that a group of, quote, women's rights marchers would light torches of freedom. On his signal, the models lit Lucky Strike cigarettes in front of the press. The New York Times headline that day, group of girls puff at cigarettes as a gesture of freedom. And all of a sudden, women started smoking like crazy. Do you know who this guy is? His name is Sir Joseph Wilson Swan. He's a British chemist who invented and patented the light bulb 1 year before Thomas Edison patented it. He invented the light bulb. So why do we think Edison invented the light bulb? Because of old Eddie Bernays. Once again, he got the U.S. government to issue a stamp saying so in 1929. Well, that wasn't all. He also overthrew the democratically elected government of Guatemala at the behest of the United Fruit Company and the CIA. He helped brand their president a communist in 1954. Bernays was good at being bad. Ever since Edward Bernays, advertisers have used guilt, shame, and pride to get you to buy products. No wonder people hate advertising. Advertisements make you feel bad about yourself. They insult your intelligence, not to mention your breath, body odor, bust size. And mass media was created to serve the new advertisers, to give them eyeballs. From Nazi propaganda to, aren't you glad you used dial? Don't you wish everyone did? Advertising subverted our culture and perverted our media. But the times they are changing thanks to the Internet. 10 years ago, the Clue Train Manifesto said, most corporations only know how to talk in the soothing, humorless monotone of the mission statement. Marketing brochure, and your call is important to us busy signal. Same old tone, same old lies. No wonder networked markets have no respect for companies unable or unwilling to speak as they do in honest, authentic voices. Nowadays we know more and we are asking more of companies. We're asking not to be tricked, manipulated, cajoled into buying their products. We're asking companies to be a part of the community of customers, to talk with us, not at us. So fast forward to 2004. I'm starting a podcast called This Week in Tech. Now, I really want to give the show away. I don't want to charge for it, but I want to make a living too. Now, I come from a background in advertising-supported free media, so I want to do ads, but I got a problem. My audience is smart. I mean, really smart. So that's a problem. When I worked for Tech TV, I remember telling management, hey, this is, the best way we could get a big audience if we just super serve geeks. There's millions of geeks. Make this channel be all about geeks. And they said, no, can't do it. Won't work. Why? Because I was told brand is the refuge of the ignorant. In other words, smart people aren't convinced by ads. Huh? What about Apple? What about Google? What about Whole Foods? Smart people buy brands. See, the problem is they just expect more from those brands. They expect an honest conversation. So I still sold ads, but But I told the advertisers they'd have to do something a little differently. They'd have to come to our community as participants. They'd have to pitch, yes, features and benefits. Offer free samples. They'd have to join the conversation. Well, it worked. In 2009, my little tiny podcast network with its 7 employees sold $2 million in advertising to these sponsors here, these companies. They're people just like us. They offer a service you may or may not be interested in, but the difference is they come to you honestly, and it works. So the moral of the story is when information is free and people can easily communicate with each other, the best of us rises to the top. And it is possible to make a living in media, not mass media aimed at tricking as many people as possible into buying something they don't need, but personal media that serves its audience with information they need, entertainment they enjoy, and sponsors who treat them with respect. Thank you.
So that's that.